Previously, in a galaxy far, far away, France sent an ultimatum to Spain. Samurai went all the way around South America up until Vancouver just to end up in Italy. The Polar Pablo Pact and the Iron Cross were formed. All the people that hate the French. Weird symbiosis between Sparta and Rome. AI, slop, memes, and the world map. Some things I forgot to mention in the previous episode is that the Oak Isles and Penguin Army both joined the UN. Also, the entirety of Penguin Army had been gaslit into believing that there were Pokémons in the world by an Australian player so-called Arim. After this session, the Oak Isles and Penguin Army both tried to negotiate with France and Spain to settle for peace and not a war. After some time, the French officially declared war on Spain. The leader of Spain, Power Ranger, selected a new prime minister and FPOC to make peace settlements with the French. Even willing to give up Andorra and Monaco in the place for an alliance to get peace in Europe, they still wanted war because they were so-called humiliated by Spain. Now you need to get this into perspective. There are two fully diamond kitted out players who are waging war against a person who just made a wooden house with barely iron armor. I don't know about you guys, but this does seem kind of like a fair war to me, not gonna lie. Because the French just wouldn't want any peace whatsoever, the Spanish started searching for allies. Guys, we have that Polar Pablo Pact, right? Right? I hate the French. Because Spain was preparing for a backup plan and wasn't really prepared, they went to go all the way to Nauru to build a second base. They also went to Asia to ask the Iron Cross for help in the war, and they were also willing to help them. Back in Europe, he also asked help from the Roman Empire, and he also agreed to help in the war. With war on the horizon, just before the session, something weird happens. I've already told you guys about this weird clusterfuck between these nations. And basically it consists of two players, Dante-san and Samurai. And Samurai was to me like, yeah, I'm not going to do any wars, I'm just gonna build, chill, do my own thing. But then Dante agreed with Spain to declare war on France. And Samurai didn't even know this. Just before the session they found out there was a war, so they decided to split off Dante to not be in a war. He chose to join. And so forming his own country, Imperium Mundi. Then the war officially broke out and the two French players started the road to Barcelona. One problem though, the Spanish player is still in Nauru and it will take a lot of time until they get back to their mainland. This way the French could freely enter Spain without any kind of battle and destroy their farm and set their capital on fire. Then they briefly returned to Paris to wait for the next thing to happen. Rome joined the session. This started the road to Rome and could possibly be the most important battle of this war because it's the last stronghold they have in Europe. Back in Asia, not a single player of the Iron Cross is online, so there's only one other ally that's coming to help them. The cartel. When the French players were closing in on the only Roman player, the cartel went and came from behind. When the French players started to attack Rome, cartel went in to flank to their capital. The Romans tried to escape but got hunted and killed. After that, the French destroyed their capital and went back to react. The cartel, trying to steal as much as they can, also tried to run but was not successful. One of the French players then left the session. Then for a very long time nothing really happened and the French player just patrolled their capital. Spain arrived. But they weren't here for a fight. They were here for a distraction. When they lured the French player out of the capital, the cartel was right there at their capital. Because he wasn't able to destroy their buildings, he just destroyed their chest and burned all the items inside of them. The French, noticing that something was wrong, went back to their capital, but the cartel was already gone into their mines, not to be found. When the French also went into the mines to go after the cartel, the Spanish player returned to the French capital to try and grieve it. But when the French player emerged from the mines, he ran away, successfully. But then he went to the capital again and tried to put it on fire, but that was unsuccessfully and got hunted and killed in the process. With the war being over and a lot of nations in ruins, the French officially claimed their victory. But then I noticed something. They did something very naughty. They built a tube machine. And that's how the First Intercontinental War ended. After this, Spain opted to join the UN. Erim also made another masterpiece. Even another one. The Oak Isles did his cool touring around their island. Samurai began on the construction of his village. Australia made this pretty cool cliff. This is the world map right now. And now some more scenery screenshots from the war and other things to end the video off with.